Hey everybody, it's Jason Emerson, and this is bonus material for Bad Guy Labs. I'm here with the president of the Binghamton University Secular Student Alliance,
Hey,
Will Carter,
that's me.
and someone we will fondly refer to as Ol Zelda McGillicutty.
Oh, it's so weird that you said that. Never mind. I don't even know what McGillicutty's from.
It's just a placeholder I use. It's one of my penchants. I like to put the word old and then something and then McGillicutty. You know?
See, McGillicutty... No, someone was like calling my friend that last night, just out of the blue. It was Dr. McGillicutty. I don't know.
Well, that's a booze. That's a booze.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. McGillicutty, I think
Makes sense.
It's a bunch of liqueurs.
Now that makes so much more sense in context. I'm sorry if I'm ruining your intro, by the way.
No, I was already done with it.
Oh, cool.
But
like start over, basically.
Prank caller, hang up. McGillicutty is a placeholder for. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I have to throw something in here, and then
like thingamajig.
Yeah. So, like if some woman gives me the finger on the highway, and it's because she was texting and was weaving all over the road, and that somehow I'm the bad guy. Bad Guy Labs, the show.
It's like in the second movie, it's like, oh, it's the union of the two towers, and it's like, oh, well, that's the name of the movie. I think they did that on Family Guy. I don't think it's impossible to be original with all the sitcoms they have these days, though. They're really...
That's been impossible since ancient Greece, I think.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But if somebody does that to me on the highway, I refer to her as Ol Cunty McGillicutty. So it sort of just comes out. It's almost like it comes to me as if in a vision. So that's something you'll hear a lot. Old McGillicutty. I'm still trying to work out a name for my Xbox Live account that I have yet to create. So I'm thinking about going with Old One-Eye McGillicutty. I think that might be fun. Yeah. I'm just gonna
Lazy Eye?
I'm gonna use a name that refers to my cock, and that'll be my gamer name. Yeah, but not so overt. It's like not old. Look at my cock right here, McGillicutty.
Yeah.
But you just throw anything. Actually, I think like maybe in the future, there'll be a whole bunch of old McGillicutty references. Maybe I can even talk some of the listeners into changing their gamer tag to some old McGillicutty.
Penis reference, like.
Whatever, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially, the more phallic references we have in our society, I think the more better off we'll be as people.
Well, I just like it as a gag, That's what I'm here for, is to provide gags, and McGillicutty is a great...
Gags, restraints.
It's a throwaway thing, and you can keep bringing it back. Making a callback, like, another comic device, a callback to this throwaway gag that can just be recycled over and over again, and in my opinion is almost always funny. So, we'll be flying to Pluto someday, like 300, 500 years from now, and somebody will, be caught masturbating or something in like a cargo hold, and then he'll forever be known as like old jack-off McGillicutty flying to Pluto. So this was a fun exploration of etymology, I guess. Unless that's the study of insects, I can never remember.
Yeah, that's entomology.
Okay.
Sorry for being super like a literal douche.
So did I get that right or wrong?
What? Yeah, etymology is the history of words.
Okay, so I got it.
And
right.
then yeah.
Yes. So before we started recording, I explained to Will what literal douches were, and it was right on.
I'm trying to catch up. Pretend like I was here the entire time.
So, as a guest on the show, I will give you a few seconds, if you wish, to explain what it is you do.
What I do?
Yeah, say as the president of the Secular Student Alliance, for example.
Nothing. Scott did everything last year. I haven't done shit.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this week.
Yeah. No, yeah. I guess I could go on. I guess... You know what? I actually do absolutely nothing. I just like to tell absolutely everyone that I am the president of the Secular Student Alliance because it sounds super official. It's probably the most impressive thing in my sad little life.
Well, let's see. So you were elected as a president, so that's the first
Fair enough. Yeah, I was. It was a landslide victory. So there was that.
All right. And you get sort of rational thinking students on campus at BU to get together and
even irrational ones. I mean, we don't discriminate. I wish we don't have like an IQ test.
Right.
It would make it maybe more interesting.
Probably wouldn't have a secretary.
Well, the chances are good. It's a filtering mechanism for, I think, secular people or in general.
Yeah, it's shocking how like-minded we are. It's actually a lot of really similar people. I guess the most interesting thing I've done in my capacity as president is I represented us at the National Leadership Conference this summer in Ohio. Talk about that. It was like a long weekend of a bunch of atheists. We met Jessica Alquist. Dave Silverman was there. We saw Matt Dillahunty again. Hemant Mehta. A lot of really good talks.
Cool. And also, I actually have the local wing of the SSA over to the old Bad Guy Labs facility once in a while, as I am tonight, although it's a smaller contingent. But we fired up the old Bad Guy grill, made some burgers.
Some Bad Guy burgers?
A couple of... I'm just going to stamp that on everything. Cole and I...
Oh, yeah, we tried that new, like... I normally just have ketchup, but I guess I had some Bad Guy sauce with my Bad Guy burger.
Well...
Wait.
I don't know, wait. I actually doubt...
Bad Guy burger.
Yeah, I don't think I want Bad Guy sauce. That just sounds like something else.
Yeah, I was going to say... You gotta watch... Because Cole last week said that when he grew up as a boy, he wanted to be a bear. And I just started laughing my ass off, because it sounded like something else. So...
Wait, am I being retarded? What else would it be but like an earth sign creature?
A big hairy gay dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are the best.
So, and he thought the same thing you did until I started laughing. And then he's like, never mind. But yeah, special...
He'll never be hairy. I mean, he could work on the gay, but I doubt... I mean, unless they make some like body Rogaine, he's going to have some trouble.
He's very open-minded, but I just don't think he's got the hair for it.
Yeah.
But, Bad Guy sauce. I probably... unless that's the sort of thing...
Yeah, no, I hate it when like I'm riding the subway and there's Bad Guy sauce in one of the seats and you can't sit there. Some homeless person left their Bad Guy sauce.
I mean, not that it's necessarily unsavory. You just have to be in the right mood, at the right time, the right person. So... but bringing up Bad Guy, by the way, that's another thing that I like to reiterate on the show once in a while. And, since you guys are helping me guest host tonight, the reason this is Bad Guy Labs is, for one, we, have a lab over, on the other wing of this labyrinthine facility. And also because we're the bad guys, and that means something very specific. And it's ironic, we're not the bad guys, but fine, we're the bad guys. So if you want to be any of the people that we sort of listed in the past, like the literal douches or the safety douches or the irrational ideologues, etc., fine, we're the bad guys, and we're cool with that. And if you want to blacklist us or call us assholes or dickheads or, whatever, we're the bad guys, and you can suck a bag of donkey dicks. That's the show. That's what we're here for. And if you people out there want to be an honorary bad guy, feel free. We're here for you. We'll embrace you. Join our club. Whatever other fucking propaganda shit I can think of on the fly right now. But that, hopefully explains to you guys a little bit out there and here in the Bad Guy Lounge. What we're about.
Lounge.
Yeah, it's the bar located in the Bad Guy Labs facility. Cole and I have the best of intentions at some point to broadcast from some other part other than the Bad Guy Lounge, but we inevitably find ourselves over here.
It's just too comfortable.
Oh, sure, So
I guess you try the Bad Guy bathroom or the Bad Guy foyer. Bad Guy atrium.
So, I don't know.
Bad Guy broom closet. I mean, it'd be cozy.
What are you keeping there?
Bad Guy
Bad Guy brooms.
Broom. Oh, there's the Bad Guy dog barking. So let me ask you some questions here. We'll just
No.
talk about some. Talk about this. I think we might be. Maybe we're getting raided.
I think we're being serenaded.
So if you could make sports more interesting than they are now, we've covered this before. Releasing a live bull onto the field, paintball guns for the coaches, trapdoors, lions, sand, walls. What would you throw into modern sports to get a guy like me to go?
Okay, maybe we should just go ahead and legalize steroids, but have different kind of performance enhancers, and it's just randomly, you don't know what's in the needle you get, so everyone gets to pick a needle out of and it might be cocaine, or just a big pile of performance enhancers because everyone's going to use it. At least you're going to get some surprise. It'd be more surprising to find out what they do use than to know that they don't because it's so rampant.
It's good. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And there's going to be a bum one. Maybe each team can throw in the foiling syringe to the other one that they hope knocks out the top player. Just a pure THC or something. So you really hope the quarterback gets that because he's just gonna get nailed half the time.
That's a really great idea. I'm gonna start a letter writing campaign right away.
Just a syringe grab bag.
So how do you feel about lighting the participants on fire? Because I've suggested that before. I would go to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a very high upfront benefit to that, but I feel over time, you might get a little bored as the combustible material available diminishes. And I feel they would do a lot less of the sport. Even by the second quarter, it'd be a lot more boring,
I mean, it would be exciting at first, but...
Yeah. I mean, it would have all the appeal of a regular fire, which is pretty appealing, so maybe it would work.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess you could have, replacements, but...
Yeah.
Or, those fireproof suits are good for a good 2-3 minutes before they burn through, so you could just keep sending in... the next wave. And
I mean, subbing in and out is always a big deal. So that you'd be the guy who no, coach, I can make another play. The suit's good. And he was just so wrong.
I think that you should have fires in all the aisles, and then every night there'll be a special. So they'll put a different thing into the fire, and it'll make everybody go crazy on a different thing.
Okay.
Every night.
That's good.
You mean like some kind of intoxicant that just wafts about the stadium?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm such a fan of drugs in sports, but it just seems like a natural combination. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like Lance Armstrong being sort of... He didn't fight it, and he wasn't pronounced guilty, but he was accused and he didn't fight it, so he lost all his titles.
I've heard somewhere that if you tried to give his title to the next lowest person who had 0 allegations of substance abuse, he'd go to the 23rd finisher of the Tour de France. Because everyone above that would have also allegations. So, I mean, that's why I said we should just stop trying to stop it and make it at least interesting.
Well, I've heard other people talk about this in shows lately, and it basically comes down to, our juiced up guy beat all their juiced up guys.
Yeah. The juice should be that would be a sponsor, It would make the sport more vibrant. And people would buy the steroids for themselves.
This what is it, Tour? What did he race in? I forget now. I'm in a fucking moment. Was it was it Tour de France?
Tour de France, Tour de Germany, Tour de Liechtenstein.
This sporting event is brought to you by anabolic steroids, but not just any anabolic steroids, like
Roids with a Z.
Like Ray Johnson's anabolic steroids. Only use Ray Johnson's.
ROYDZ. ZZ.
Yeah, you'll have all that shitty marketing start to pop up.
They'd be screaming. They'd all be just roared, and that would be the whole ad. They'd be ah! For 5 minutes, and then it just has the picture of the logo. Because no one else could scream this long. You won't yell that long on any other steroid.
Well, the same thing happened. I think back in the 70s or something, if I remember right, One of my teachers was telling me this years ago. They were like super close to legalizing marijuana, and like the cigarette companies had the marketing campaigns all worked out. Like they had the packs designed and the billboards all ready to go.
Oh wow!
And then it just didn't get legalized, so they just dumped the whole thing. But I could see the same thing.
I saw like College Humor. They had like a bunch of ads for like stoners. It was like you can buy like all these crazy insurances or something like asteroid insurance. Like they like prey on the paranoia and like all these snack food. I wish, you know what? I can't remember a single one, but check it out. It's on College Humor.
That sounds.
But it's like the same idea, you know.
There was an SNL commercial that reminds me of that about buying robot insurance if you're old. It was like First Liberty or something, and you know, they got like an actor to like stand in front of a screen, and he's like, "Hi, are you concerned about the threat of robots and robot attacks? Robots are everywhere, and they use old people's medicine as fuel." And it shows like a robot with big tube arms like walking into an old lady's like bedroom in the middle of the night. It just grabs all her pills and just throws them into its mouth. Most of them miss and hit the floor. And then the ending was warning: people who deny the existence of robots may be robots themselves. So that's something else I like to talk about a lot is shitty marketing and shitty propaganda techniques. One of the things I talk about a lot on the show is the bag of dirty tricks, as I call it. And this is yet another area, people, where the bag of dirty tricks gets opened and the crap inside gets pulled out. The misspelling of words like roids, for example. That's just...
Because it's like, wow, it's like the thing I know, but it's different enough to merit another spelling.
That's like, don't fall for that.
Or like the wings. Oh man, like I'm sure everyone's heard about that, and maybe not. So like Domino's like had these chicken products, but like unless they're actually wings, the FDA says you can't like spell it like that. So it's like WYNG, like Y, not
Z.
I. Z.
Oh,
yeah, so it's like wings. They should really do that with a lot more products, just like
That's...
food with like FU with like the line that makes it a long vowels. I don't know what that's called because I'm not sophisticated at that, but like
the only thing I know is the schwa.
The what?
The schwa.
I don't know what the schwa is.
You don't know the schwa?
No, I would love to be enlightened about the schwa though.
The schwa is the I just randomly remember this from school. I don't know why. It's the upside down lowercase e.
Oh yeah, the schwa.
It represents
I don't know how to pronounce it. Like
it's the
schwa. Of course, I know what the schwa.
Schwa. I think I just liked to say schwa.
Schwa.
You don't know the schwa.
Schwa.
Actually,
I'm just gonna repeat every time you say schwa.
Like
schwa.
Schwa.
If I hadn't called this Bad Guy Labs, I would have called it schwa.
Schwa.
It was a close second in the running.
I really like echoing it when you say schwa because every time I hear it, it sounds like it needs reverberations.
If you say it enough times, it doesn't even make sense anymore. It's just all meaning. Schwa.
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 Schwa. I mean, it didn't have meaning before, really. Like, the proportion of my life for which the word schwa was, like, a part, it having meaning was, like, very recent and very brief. See, I learned about schwa. I learned, or, like, that there was such a word. And then I learned what it meant. And then I immediately destroyed that connection by repeating it so much.
I think in marketing they should start using the schwa, like with the Z at the instead of an S. Yeah. Just throw a schwa in there once in a while.
Right in the middle of the word, like pet food, like P schwa T.
Even
for
places,
your pet.
Even places where it's inappropriate, just chuck a schwa in there. You know,
like the schwa pod. Just like instead of like the lowercase I, the new thing is just a schwa in front of like regular words. Like, oh no, I got a new schwa book.
Marketing is such a bitch.
The schwa book Pro Plus.
I think Apple would probably still sue you.
The schwa. Schwapple. Did you hear about that thing on the internet with 4chan and the Democracy, like, name the new Mountain Dew? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. It's hilarious. I mean, if you're a nerd like me on the internet, this is going to be such old news.
I love 4chan, by the way.
They do some hilarious stuff. So, like, the whole list, the number one
Don't hurt me.
Name for a new drink was Hitler Did Nothing Wrong. There's also one called Fapple. and Gushing Granny.
Oh, man.
And these were all supposed to be like the top, like Mountain Dew wasn't gonna pick the number one, but the top 10, like the top 100 were just all these horrible things. I kind of wish they had just stuck with like Fapple, because they might have slipped that one through, because not everyone knows, what Fap is if you're not on the internet.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant. It seems like all the onomatopoeias have already been eaten up, but Fap, just Fap.
I heard about it from my friend this one time.
Yeah.
My friend Mason.
Yeah. Less known.
Ex-husband.
Oh yeah, less well known though is the female version, the Schlick.
Oh.
Yeah. So like,
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, everyone says Fap. They don't know Schlick. I don't know.
Schlicking away in your office in the middle of the night.
It sounds like a beverage almost. Just a nice cold Schlick.
Schlick in a can.
Yeah.
So,
we don't get the cans.
Nice bottle of Schlick.
I think this whole thing would work perfectly well because, as I'm very fond of saying, the world is filled with dumb people.
Oh, it is.
They love marketing gimmicks and propaganda and sort of just paying attention to, I don't know, Jersey Shore and the Kardashians. And as something Cole pointed out last week, people just can't get enough of like paying attention to things like royalty. And if we were to switch our government over to nothing but like dukes and queens and kings, and
oh man,
they
two
would
birds
just
with one
love it.
stone. Yeah, but I was so excited when I first heard they canceled Jersey Shore. They canceled it, by the way. But
What?
the whole reason, no, it's canceled. But the whole reason is that like half the cast is each getting their own spin-off. So it's like cutting off the head of a hydra. There's just more Jersey Shore shows out there. Despite the original not being.
They canceled Jersey Shore.
Yes, they're still in the process of the last season, I think, but like a bunch like Snooki and I hate that I even know any of their names, but like half of them are getting their own spin-off shows. And these people are celebrities for their stupid, like legitimate celebrities. Like the fact that it's a sad day.
Yep. So marketing, that's why it's here.
Yeah, I feel like they would definitely be endorsers of Schlick, though.
In the schwa.
Yeah, they would just be like, oh man, let's all get Schlick tonight, and like just go down, pound back some Schlicks, some Fapples.
Schlick with a Z.
Yeah.
Schwa with a Z.
Schwa.
The new schwa. With a Z.
Schwa Schlick.
Schwas.
Better than Schlick. Schlick original and Schwa Schlick.
So as far as I look at the world, it's a lot like an obstacle course. With all the dumb people out there, and this is something.
And they're like speed bumps.
Well, yeah, they're not. They can get in your way. Sometimes they're nice. Sometimes it's good that they're there because sometimes speed bumps are beneficial. I don't know, and I don't like to sort of downgrade people or sort of treat them like objects.
But you'll do it.
I totally do, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's important. It's important that you have some distance. Like, can you imagine if you just were, like, so fully aware that everyone around you was a human being? Like, you bump a guy in the street and you're like, wow, that's, like, the father of 5, and what if he had fallen and had a heart attack? Like, you can't have, like, all that going on in your head, so he's just some asshole that ran into you.
Yeah, I don't know. And then the other thing is maybe that guy's great, but then there's, like the cast from Idiocracy. And they're multiply that by like a gajillion, and they're just sort of intermixing. It's like dumping blue dye into like a container of distilled water. It just intermixes, and you can never really sort of fix things and get it on. You can't like reverse the process of pouring dye into water. It doesn't work. And
you can boil the water, and then distill it.
You can go to an assload of trouble. And fix the problem.
An ass load is really usually the minimum amount of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, then above that, I believe, is shitload and then fuckload.
Fuckload. Yeah, no, fuck.
And then there's the fuck ton, and then the metric fuck ton.
The metric. I feel like the metric fuck ton should be less, but it just sounds more impressive. I don't know. Like, metric is usually kind of, like it makes more sense, but it's kind of, pussy. Like the pussy measurement system.
You're adding in another word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the unit for that would be like the schlick. Like,
Gonna be the
she's
literal
got a 5
douchebag
schlick pussy.
here.
Yeah. Okay.
Good reason.
No, you go right ahead with that line. It's fine with me.
Oh, God. It's my phone. Okay.
It's something o'clock.
I just ruined everything. It's 7 o'clock. It's 7.
No,
I'll make it
fine.
stop.
And he has a reminder for what?
To stop being productive. In case I was having a really productive day, I just need to know to take it easy by 7.
Oh, okay.
It never, like, it always just means I become lazier. Like, I wasn't productive before, but it like, helps me to make sure I have a good chunk of every day.
It's important to have that reminder. I don't know how you manage without it.
I probably just... I mean, it's not really changed my life, except it annoys me. So, I mean, maybe when school starts it'll be valuable, but I've had it for the past week when I've been doing, fuck all. So...
See, I have an internal alarm clock, and it's when the craving for beer hits, usually around 6 o'clock at night.
You stop doing...
I'm like, huh, time to put down the old power tool or whatever it is I'm working on, the old Bunsen burner.
So I worked at a camp this summer.
Oh, yeah?
And apparently there was a porn film there. And every year...
Filmed there at the camp.
And every year they have a staff party and they play it on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So what kind of camp was this? Was this an all-girls camp by any chance?
This was like a recovering sexaholics camp.
Go on. Now, when I picture... the reason I just shut everything we were just doing down to go to this camp thing, the pictures started rolling into the old noggin.
Yeah, we really need some more detail. For science.
I'm just picturing baby dolls and pillow fights and, sort of giggling and...
oh, yeah.
Because that's what women do, right?
Yeah. And it's all pink and... lacy.
Yeah, lace shit everywhere, and you sort of just you don't really run or walk. You prance around everywhere, and you all live like 8 to a room, and you sort of shower together,
but with one bed, yeah.
But everything's clean.
Right.
Somehow, yeah.
You're always cleaning each other, and like.
It's definitely not.
So,
but yeah, lots of suds, lots of. And then, like, when they rinse their hair out, they just shake it, and it's always slow motion. Even if you're watching it in the real world, it just slows down. The water drips way more slowly.
Back rubs, just I guess you each take turns reading erotic fiction to each other by candlelight.
Speaking of, so there's this hilarious series on YouTube. I think they only have 2 videos. It's the strangest thing. So it's these women who read like. Classic or some kind of like old literature. I think one of them was Walt Whitman, while sitting on like a vibrator or something. So like for 10 minutes they try and focus until they finally like just orgasm and scream, and then they stop reading.
Was it a Sibian by any chance?
I don't think so. I think it was just like something that could fit under them in a chair. I think that would probably have worked a lot fast. And you know what? I hate that I just didn't stop when you used that word, because I knew exactly what it was. Because we've talked about that before. I never would have looked up a Sibian online. And if you turn safe search off, but, like, go warned.
Oh, yeah, you have to turn safe search the fuck off, or else you're never going to get there. I'm constantly trying to push the concept of teledildonics to everybody. And if you haven't heard this, everybody out there, have you heard of teledildonics?
Oh, man.
It's coming. It's up and coming.
The schwa dildo for the modern age.
I predict it will be one of the great American industries in the 22nd century.
Yeah, it'll really bring us back to prominence. I think we'll do it better than China.
That will be then the World War II generation is cliched, known as the greatest generation, but that's only because they didn't have teledildonics.
Oh, absolutely.
But this idea of reading a Whitman novel or whatever, while being slowly but surely brought to orgasm. Now I like to think I'm kind of a guy in the know, and I haven't heard of that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So
interesting stuff on the internet.
I'll have to check into that.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of.
What is this thing, the internet that you're talking about?
What the fuck is the internet?
When did this happen?
Well, Zelda, the internet is a communications tool used the world over to watch people. Speaking of reverting back to the porn, what kind of porn was this that you guys were watching at this thing?
I didn't actually see it.
Oh, you didn't? That sucks.
Didn't actually go.
I
was kind of worn out by the hundreds of kids I had to see all day, so
what kind
I
of
didn't
camp?
want to deal with anybody from the camp afterwards.
Like, was it a kids' summer camp? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the counselors would get together and have like a more, like a party for them. And I see. Because
Underage drinking and the like.
prank caller. Didn't hear any of that. Because you have your various kinds of porn, and I'm sort of wondering which direction. It was a mixed gender party, I assume. Was it?
I believe so.
So then you have to maybe we
I think
can.
it was filmed at the pool or something.
That's not where I was
in
gonna
the
go.
80s or something.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Because I was gonna say, like, you have to think about, like,
I feel
what
that's
you want.
so dangerous though. That's like such a bad idea because like you don't really want those stimuli to overlap. I don't know if it was always like a kids camp. I kind of hope not, but like say you're like a male.
It was.
Oh, well that okay. Fine.
just makes
that doesn't
everything
take away
better.
my point. That makes it better. Yes, we'll use the word better. So you really don't want okay, so you're a male. You've seen this pornography and you're watching kids at the pool. Suddenly, the two stimuli overlap, and you recall the pornography. You can get arrested for shit like that. Do you understand? You don't want to
it was child pornography. I don't.
No,
think
not
it
child
was.
pornography. No, regular pornography. That's the tragedy of the situation. If it was child pornography, you'd be right to mess with this guy. But like,
Oh,
if you're like a counselor with the kids, and you're like, oh man, I remember on that like diving board what happened in that movie, and then you just giant erection and a parent sees, you're done. You're going to jail forever. And so I feel like there's some danger in watching arousing material like that.
Well,
in like a child full setting.
You're just throwing that into the old wank bank, and then, it's you just sort of take care of business 2 or 3 times, and bingo bango, problem solved.
Yeah.
Now, if you go out there all primed and ready to go, that's a different story.
Yeah.
What do you
But
do
I mean,
with the
sometimes
extra-
these things catch you unawares. That's all I'm saying. You're walking through a minefield. That's the point.
My question is what you do with the bad
The
bad guy sauce.
The bad guy sauce. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you do with it?
I don't know.
Is that like a personal question, just in general, or like?
I mean, you do with it what any
in such a situation.
you do with it what any sensible person would do, and you save it up in a jar and you put it in your refrigerator. I don't know what you'd do with it. Jesus. Didn't your parents ever have any kind of talk?
Yeah. Why wasn't this part of the talk? Yeah, it never is, but it's like an issue you kind of have to discover on your own. You have to do some experimentation and find out some things definitely don't work. But you can't just ignore that fact. Like that's like not doing anything about it is certainly not an option.
Eating it on burgers? Yay or nay?
Definite
yay.
Haven't tried yet. And I like to think I'm an open-minded guy, and I'm culinarily forward-thinking. So perhaps one day,
Maybe that could be. Didn't they already have like stuff like that on Fear Factor over the years? So I mean,
semen. I feel like they wouldn't be allowed to do. Like, maybe.
I don't know. I haven't.
Could
seen
they do
them all,
semen?
but- They did balls.
They had it on
But were they
TikTok
animals?
as a wrinkle cream.
Oh yeah, no, it's great for that.
I'm always
I've
trying
heard.
to talk people into that concept. Like, really.
I've heard that so many places, and I feel like it's the sort of thing like it would be a lie, but I've never heard it as such. So it's
The
like
men would like to think that it's true.
There's
But you always have to push that it's true. Like even if I think that was my reaction, and it reminds me of this thing I saw on the internet. It's like unspoken bro code, like just guys knowing how to react together, and they were all like, there's this woman posting something about like the internet history. Is like, is it at all possible for viruses to cause all sorts of like video sites? Like she was clearly worried about her husband watching porn. And so some guy wrote a response that was like, yeah, all the time viruses will just pop up and open porn windows, and it's really a problem. You should upgrade your virus protection. And like over 600 people said this review was helpful, and like 2 said it was unhelpful. So like it was clearly bullshit to anyone who knows anything about the internet, but just like half a thousand guys were just like, yep, we know what's happening here and we got your back.
It reminds me of a thing I heard. It was a bit I heard years ago, and it's a recipe Basically, it's a recipe that you whip up, and then a guy drinks it, and it's supposed to make his cum taste better. And I don't believe in this recipe, but it was a brilliant idea.
No, yeah, because you always need to experiment. Well, I mean, if you're too dumb to get the whole point, I guess you test it for yourself. But.
Well, like you wanna get a blowjob where you cum in somebody's mouth, and you only want even one time is better than zero. So this thing got started, this bit got started, and it became legitimized just because it seemed to come from some authority somewhere, and it was just a comedy bit. But at least some people got talked into the idea that this recipe works. Okay, well, like, cum will taste good now, so I can, like, let the guy come in my mouth. It still tastes like crap, but the one time at least. The guy got what he wanted. It's like, yeah, we'll try the recipe. I don't know. I have a recipe right here. So that sort of thing. It's sort of there's a pattern throughout.
Apparently, it does depend on what you eat, though.
Yeah, I've heard something like pineapples, but maybe this is just another thing. Like you immediately yes, I heard this, and I'm just going to repeat it as truth and gospel because it's going to help someone out somewhere.
You're helping us out, Zelda McGillicutty. I think it's bullshit, and I'll tell you why.
No, tell no one why. Take it to your grave.
I must.
Do you have to be a skeptic about this? It's just
Trust
the greater good of humanity.
I'm telling you.
Everyone
I don't believe.
Plug your ears.
I don't believe it because I have eaten strawberries and garlic, chocolate and garlic, whipped cream and garlic, and still every time I'm told my cum tastes terrible.
It's actually it's not like what you eat right before, but it's your basic diet.
You
know, it will depend on like the things that you eat in general. Like if you eat a lot of burgers, it might taste X way, and then if you eat a lot of
I've done that too.
Corn, it might taste Y way.
I've spent weeks eating nothing but salads with garlic on it, and this doesn't still taste terrible. Then I've spent other weeks on like the Atkins diet, just burgers with just garlic, and still.
Well, maybe it's the garlic.
Garlic is awesome.
You're talking crazy talk. So there are a lot of dumb people out in the world, and this is I think we can all accept that.
I just ruined your podcast.
I don't have a sneeze button installed yet. I'm gonna have to. We'll start over.
Yeah, just the whole podcast. Just delete everything we've done so far. And yeah,
sneeze happens. So I think we can all accept that there are a lot of dumb people sort of wandering around out there, and Cole and I have touched on this idea before that the zombie apocalypse. You know, we don't believe in real zombies, but it's a metaphor for various things, such as a nuclear war or nanobots taking over until everything's great.
We can't do shit about nanobots. There's no way.
But we also we concluded that the zombie apocalypse is actually here now, and it's in the form of dumb people. The zombie apocalypse has been happening for a long time.
So are the solutions the same? Do we hole up in our houses and just start murdering them indiscriminately?
That's the thing, you can't, because it's just a metaphor.
It's socially frowned upon, I think.
That's where the metaphor sort of fails, the analogy breaks down, and
we just need to drop like the Cure on like a NASCAR event. And by the Cure I mean like the Nazi version of like the final solution.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
I don't want to be too racy for your Bad Guy Labs broadcast.
No. But how dare you?
How dare I?
No, you can't just go around willy-nilly killing dumb people.
Willy-nilly.
That's the trouble with the true zombie apocalypse, as I call it. You know, registered trademark.